Good morning, everyone. All right, we're back, and it is time to move on with this Woodworkers source sign. This is video number 4, and I am fairly confident that we are going to be able to get this thing done on this video. That's what we're really shooting for. The last one was kind of a long video, but I really wanted to get all that stuff in there. So let's just jump right into this. Let's see what we've done so far, because we're getting close on our power carving now. So this is again, this is a way we're kind of checking our depth. This is at 1 inch, and so we are getting down to pretty close to the 1 inch mark. And we did all of this with our extreme coarse disc on our angle grinder. And now we're going to next we're going to do our medium. So we're going to take a little bit more off, just not quite as aggressive. This area here is kind of what we're looking for. You can see the difference between this and this. This is really what we're looking for. And rather than ones that I've done in the past that were all smooth, we kind of like this hand-tooled, hand-carved kind of look, and getting rid of these swirls. That's kind of what we're looking to do. Anyway, but what we have to do first, before we go back to that, we have to blend this in a little bit more. See where, let me use the pencil and I'll show you what I'm talking about. See where we've got steps here? What I want really is I want that to kind of blend in and not be an actual step, and show that was routed. So that's what we're going to do next. I'm going to put in a special burr in the Fordham, and we're going to come back and blend that in. So we'll be right back. Okay, so I've got the flame burr in, and again, this is the original coarse, and the other one we were using was extreme coarse, but I want a little bit smoother transition. So here's what I'm talking about. There, we got a little bit more light on it that way. So you can see how this kind of, again, flows in and transitions. I just think this is a much better transition than these areas that have flat. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around all the logo, all the letters. We're going to do the rest of it off camera and try and get this kind of look with all of the steps and the transitions here. Then when we come back, we'll put that other disc on the angle grinder, and we'll get the power carving all done. All right, so Ryan went all the way around the logo, and he just kind of blended this stuff in, got rid of those steps in there, which is exactly what we wanted. Then we started playing around with a couple different patterns. This is the one that we tried. We're using the angle grinder, and it looked okay, but it really wasn't quite what we were looking for. So then we started playing around with the actual die grinder, and we like the idea of everything running with the grain, so it's all consistent, running left to right. And this is kind of what we came up with. So I'm going to set it down and just show you how we did this with the die grinder. So we haven't used the die grinder for a while, and we kind of like that, just that consistent look. Let's see, I think I'm going to turn it this way. So we've got the die grinder here. So I don't know, can you see that on camera, right?
Yeah, that shows up pretty good in this light.
Yeah, so that's kind of what we're looking for. That's how we did this over here. And the problem with the angle grinder is it's tough to emulate that all the way around, but with the die grinder you can get in, and now what I'll do is I'll just swap this around, hope that shows up, and then I can go from the logo out and not have to worry about hitting it. So that gives us a real nice consistent flow from left to right. Where in the opposite, where this was kind of going north and south, we want to go east and west, so to speak. So that's what we're going to do, and then we're going to come back, and I think we'll be pretty much all done. So what we did in here, I'm sorry to mess you up there, son.
No, you're good, Dad.
What we did in here is try to, again, keep it going east and west in here. So we kind of did that with the Fordham, trying to keep everything going east and west. And I think it's got a much more consistent look. So we're going to go ahead and do this effect all the way around. And when we come back, I think we'll be ready to start the finishing process. So stick with us. We'll be right back. All right, guys, there it is. We are, Ryan did again, most of this. You guys saw me do some of this, kind of this east to west background thing on it, but Ryan did most of this. We went ahead and sanded off. You can see a touch of green in there, but it doesn't matter because we're going to paint it again. The power carving's all done. So,
yeah.
Thank God.
I know.
There's a lot of work, guys. As much fun as this is, it just is a lot of work. So if you're going to take on something like this, just understand this is not something you can rush through. It's not just like routing a sign and rushing through it. There's just a lot of work here. But man, it's worth it.
It is, and the trial and error, trying to get in the small spots with the big disc and everything, we decided to go with the grinder, and I think it looks a lot better. But it was a little trial and error in there to see what we like the best.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see what what it looks like with the paint on it and the resin. So let's talk about this a little bit. I'm going to lay this down, and when Corey Milstein, actually from Woodworkers Source, actually contracted me to do these signs for him. He said it was okay if I put identification on the front of the sign, who made it. So my lovely wife made this little tag for us in the laser, and I am going to glue that right on that pad there. So, and then once that's on there and dry, then we're going to put a few coats of clear on here. Then it will be ready to put some epoxy. So I could have used Starbond, but I decided, because we have used Starbond in the past and had problems with bubbles coming out from underneath, I think I'm just going to use some Titebond on there and just put it on that pad and completely cover that pad. I guess I need more.
I like your little brush system.
Yeah, those things are cool, huh?
Yeah, they are.
Although I know Vicky wants to just get in there and use her finger. So that's what she does. But yeah, these little brushes are kind of neat. So the main thing, again, because if we were just putting a regular spray finish on it, it wouldn't be as critical. But we've got to make sure we've got absolutely no air bubbles coming up from underneath when we put this on. So I'm going to kind of settle it in. I think it's going to be fine just like that. I think it's because I kind of squeezed that glue out, it just kind of sucked it down. I think it's going to be good just like that with no weight on it or anything. Doesn't look like we have much squeeze out going on. Yeah, good. All right, guys, we're going to let that set for a couple hours. We're going to come back, and then we're going to put some clear on this and get ready for the resin. That's going to be fun.
Or the paint. We got to paint it.
Oh, yeah, we got to paint it first. And we're going to use a brand new process that we've never used before. So stick with us. We'll be right back. From here down.
Yeah.
Hey, we are back. We are just about done with this thing. So Nikki is filming. That's why it looks so good, other than the fact that my son is on camera. That's really the reason it looks so good.
I do what I can.
I thought you were going to say that's part of why it looks like crap.
No. Oh, jeez. And it starts already.
No, thanks.
Didn't even make it a full week before that started in.
Honeymoon's over.
So we are going to try a brand new painting process. We came across this, actually the Idaho painter, Chris Berry up in Idaho. I had done a sign for him a long time ago, and he did a video not too long ago where he painted.
I gotta fix it.
Vicky's adjusting the camera.
Because Ryan messed it all up. Okay.
So he did a painting process on a sign that was carved that was outset. It wasn't my sign, it was somebody else's sign, and it was carved letters, and he used actually a roller to paint outset letters. And we were kind of fascinated by that. Did you see it done somewhere else or something, or was that...
No, you just told me about it,
Yeah.
and I told Dad when I was doing construction, the painters, they would use what they call weenie rollers for the doors, and seemed like it would work, and then you saw that guy.
And see, you even said that with a straight face. I don't know, I have a tough time saying weenie rollers and keeping a straight face, but it is what it is.
Regardless.
That's what they call them.
Regardless, I have to be the mature one.
Yes.
Somebody's got to.
So Ryan did a test piece earlier, and this was literally done, what did that take? 30 seconds to do?
Didn't
Something
take
like
any
that.
time at all.
It just was really fast. Now, we did this, you did it, you talk about
Well, because this is raised up so high, like the only issue we had on the outset was that it hit some of the background, right? Which is fairly close to even. But I don't know if you guys can see the lines on this thing. It gave a really clean paint job on this, and with these raised up, we're not really worried about it hitting the background like this. And also, when we did the test, we did it with just a tiny little bit of paint, so I had to push a little bit harder. So it seems that the downside of doing it this way, assuming everything works, is that it does take more paint. But the upside is that it cuts your time.
a fraction of the time.
A fraction of the time. So
we're going to see if this works.
Yes, we
I'm going
are.
to get out of the way. Now, do you want that turned sideways so you can... Because here's the roller. Here's the weenie roller. And you're going to do it that way, right?
Yeah, I'm just doing. So I think I am going to turn it sideways to do the words.
Like that?
Yeah, I think that's the best bet.
Okay.
And we're gonna see how this goes.
And we have, just in case, we've got paint thinner and Q-tips
And
setting aside. Oh, yeah.
And we put 3 coats of the clear on this.
Yeah, 3 coats of the... oh, no, I'll grab it. So we put 3 coats of the regular, clear lacquer on it, the Rust-Oleum stuff that we use. It's got 3 full coats on there, so that should be good.
Try not to fling it. You'll be good.
So the one thing that I did see is that you definitely have to have a light touch with it, and don't try and press down too much. And in this particular instance, you definitely have to try and keep it level. But guys, this is other than that one sample, this is the first time, so we'll see. But the cool thing is, since the sign has a finish on it, if it does go down over the edge or somehow drips on the background, then we should be able to just wipe it off with a Q-tip and paint thinner, because this is oil-based paint. That's looking pretty good so far.
Yeah, it definitely
think it would go on. This would be a much more even.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's almost like it's got a texture to it, huh?
Well, that I think, even when painters do doors and stuff, they back roll to take all the little bubbles and stuff out.
And so what?
I don't think.
I've
explain
seen
back
crafters
roll.
use a torch on the bubbles. So.
On paint?
Mm-hmm.
Really? That's interesting. I never even considered that. Are those bubbles? I guess those are bubbles, huh?
Yeah, those are bubbles.
So what do you mean by back rolling?
So they'll take a brand new roller
Yeah.
with nothing on it and just back roll
Really?
and take all the bubbles and stuff out. See, I think I'm gonna need some more paint here.
Yeah, so like Ryan said, the downside is it does take quite a bit more paint.
See, that went on.
Your sponge is kind of soaked up with a bunch of paint, so
Yeah.
It looks like it's covering pretty well.
Yeah, it
It's
does.
not like it's not covering. One of the things I've always liked about the one shot, which is what we're using here, is it flows, but I've always applied it obviously with a brush. So I'm just not sure on this.
you have a torch in here?
I do I think I did have a heat gun. Yeah, I had a
see.
heat gun.
There are a lot of bubbles in
Okay,
that, but
well, I'm gonna go get something. I'll be right back.
okay. I'm gonna try this real quick. Yeah, there's a lot of bubbles in it, which
Nice coverage though. And it
Yeah.
doesn't look like it's running down over the edge.
especially if you look, Dad, I don't know if you want to jump behind the camera, but if you can zoom right here, where it says source right here, all those lines are just about as clean as you can get them. There's a little tiny bit of runoff, but I don't think it's even enough to matter. So Mom's going to try.
I can't tell. Is it working?
Okay, you need to put more in here. You're real thin.
Okay.
Not really.
So that the torch isn't really popping those bubbles.
No. You might need to put a second coat on it just to, you might have to take it down with a 220 or something. It's pretty bubbly. I think it's from your sponge.
Might be. So another thing that we don't have any of, but they make different rollers that aren't sponges, and maybe that would have been a better way to go. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, you're thin here.
So it definitely covers really well. The bubbles are an unforeseen issue. I don't think we had any of that on here, did we?
No. Well, I think we did at the beginning, but it's almost like they dissipated as it dried.
Because if you see this, there's no bubbles on there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but we didn't do anything different to this.
Did it have a finish on it when you?
Not as much. Not as much of a finish, but it did have some finish on it.
So maybe what we ought to do is just let this set and see how it comes out once it's all set up. And like Mom said, if we need to take some 220 on it or something and get some of these bubbles off there and then put another coat, then we'll do that. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
All right, guys, so once this dries, we'll come back and we'll show you what it looks like.
Okay, guys, welcome back. So Eric and Ryan have done a beautiful job on this sign. I really like the way they did the background and stuff. So now we're going to cover the whole thing with resin. And again, I'm using the Total Boat tabletop. I have I have 8 ounces of resin, 8 ounces of hardener, total of 16 ounces. I've stirred it for 3 minutes. And now we are going to pour. I do have a couple of little mold things here just in case I have extra. But I wanted to kind of get this on here first. Make sure that covers well. And they sprayed it with 3 coats?
Yeah, 3 or 4 coats.
Of just the what's that stuff called?
Rust-Oleum Clear.
Rust-Oleum Clear, yeah. And that helps to keep the bubbles from coming up through the resin. So, here we go. And again, I use my hands for resin. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. Just to move it around. And being able to feel it for me is half the battle. So, gosh dang, this is so nice. Did a good job, babe.
Thank you. Ryan did it all.
Don't give him all the kudos yet. He's not deserving. He's not here, so I can say that.
I'm sure he'll love that. He's not worthy.
Yeah, that's kind of what we were hoping, that it would brighten up the green, and it did. It appears to have. Can you see on that side how it looks? Let me know.
It's getting there.
Yeah, we've got all kinds of different. It's not an even board because of the power carving, so it's kind of not the easiest thing to. I may not have any extra resin, which is fine. Well, no big deal. You're wanting to get your hands in it, aren't you?
I am.
I know. Now you know how I feel.
Well, it looks like a long stretch for you from the edge of the table, like poor little arms on that.
Now you know where Ryan gets his T-Rex arms. His mommy.
Gosh, that's good. So that green, we did that green 2 days ago, I think. It wasn't yesterday, it was the day before. So like 2 days ago we did that green. So it's plenty dry. And again, that green is one shot. Turned out really good using that roller.
Yeah, that was actually pretty cool. All right. I don't think I'm gonna have much left, maybe just enough to...
Yeah, I doubt it, because you still got to go around the edges and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think this top edge is maybe still
A little dry.
yeah.
Don't be getting your stuff all in it now. Then you blame me.
Just kind of spreading it.
Can you take a good look at the letters and make sure I got everything in the letters that I need? And I just wiped resin all over my hand. Yay me! Dang, that's pretty. My torch is running out of butane. Gonna spit and sputter. So we'll keep kind of checking the bubbles. We'll come out every 15 or 20 minutes for a while and check on them. But they look pretty good so far. There's a lot of little tiny bubbles which will come out kind of on their own.
Swing around.
What do I see? I see a bubble coming up. Where did I see it? Ah! Oh, in the middle of this R. Right there. Just wants to keep coming up. So, other than that, you got a one bubble right in the middle of that R that's going to keep coming up.
Yeah, we'll get rid of it eventually.
I see it where it's a little light for me right there. Let's put some of that on there. Alright guys, so that is that. And we're going to let this set. Again, I'm going to come out every, I don't know, 15 or 20 minutes and check on it and maybe pop some bubbles if it needs it. And then when it's dry, Eric will show you what it looks like.
Yeah, the next scene should be wrapped up, all done. We'll
All right, guys. Bye.
All right. Vicky's jumping the gun again. We're done. Look at this thing. Vicky did an amazing job on the epoxy. We had a couple little issues, but Vicky pulled it off just like always. So happy with the way this thing turned out. And we are delivering it tomorrow. We're taking it to Phoenix tomorrow and delivering it. Yeah. And so super happy with the way it came out. That whole new painting process on something like this, I think I was pretty happy with the way that came out.
I was too. There were a couple little tiny drips, but really it was fast. It covered well, and then that one-shot paint worked so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really, really happy with how it came out.
Yeah, when we first put it on, it looked like the one shot was going to like have a lot of bubbles and stuff, but they just kind of worked themselves out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We let it sit for as it was drying. All the bubbles just went away.
Kind of dissipated, yeah. So anyway, so that is it for this one, guys. We've got actually 2 more of these to make that we're about halfway done with both of them. So, but we won't be filming that because you saw all the processes here. And again, thank you to Total Boat for an amazing product. The tabletop just worked great on here. And obviously, thank you to all the guys down at Woodworkers Source. And we hope that you guys, we hope you guys like it. And again, we'll deliver this one tomorrow. We'll have the other 2 done within the next couple weeks, and we'll take those down and deliver those probably.
Yeah, man, I'm just super happy with the way the contours came out with the background that we chose to do.
Yeah,
I think this thing just came out great.
Yeah, super happy with it. So we will hopefully that they'll like it. We're taking it actually to the managers meeting tomorrow at the Scottsdale headquarters, at their their corporate headquarters. We're actually presenting it to all the managers, so that should be fun.
Yeah, that'll be a good time.
So thank you again to Corey, specifically to Corey, for allowing us to do this for you. We hope you guys like it, and hope it brings some questions and some comments in the stores. That I'm sure they're gonna hang these in a prominent place in the stores. Anyway, guys, that is it. If you have questions, please let us know. If you haven't subscribed yet, we'd love for you to subscribe and click that little bell icon when you get notified that we do videos like 4 times a week.
Yeah.
If you need supplies, there's the website. And in case you guys don't know, the premium membership, if you are a premium member or above, then we have free router bit sharpening for all of our router bits if you get your router bits from us. And they're all on the website. If you have any questions, just let us know. And on the website also, there's a tag that gives all the details on premium memberships and above. So anyway, guys, have a great one. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.